What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. So, I got a few videos on the docket tonight. Yeah, I got a few videos on the docket. So before we get started, I wanted to say some stuff. Right, I had a long time viewer and commenter like disagree with me on some racial um, topics. This is a thing where I am glad if people don't follow me 100%, right? Or listen to whatever I say 100%. I am perfectly supportive of people having different opinions than me. That's perfectly fine, and it should. I do want to say this where I hope that I don't people who follow me, who support me, I hope I don't ruffle feathers, okay? In the sense that everything I say, I want people to understand that it comes from uh, love, kindness, and wanting better. So if I'm critical of women, I want better, right? I feel like there something's wrong, and I want things to change. I want better for women, and in a sense, it will be better for men. When I talk, if I'm critical of men, again, same thing. Comes from love. I want better of men. Okay. Now, things like politically, if I'm saying something critical of whatever, usually I want something better for our country. Okay. I'm an American, and I want America to be the best it can be. I want America number one. Okay. America first. Now, racially, right? If I'm talking about, let's say, the black community, it's come from love. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, which most likely most people would disagree with me when it comes to racial stuff, especially black community things. It is okay that you disagree with me, but I hope that you understand that where I'm coming from, it's uh, love is behind it, wanting better, wanting the black community to be successful, wanting the black community to prosper, not not suffer or not um believe that they're suffering. So controversially, I have some opinions on that, but still, um, I just want certain people to understand that if you disagree with me, which is all good, it's cool, it's fine that you disagree with me. I just hope you understand that whatever I say, even if you hate what I say, even if you disagree with what I say, please know it comes from love, right? Whatever I say, I want better. I want better for the particular people I'm saying. So I just want to preface that because people follow me, right? I don't want you to be just mad at me and I'm just like, I'm just trying to go at you. That's the thing I want people to understand. Noah, what's up? My first commenter from Kick. What's up? Hey, buddy, I saw your channel and noticed you were streaming some great content. Huh. Thank you, thank you. I'm a small time creator. I like to go slow, right? If it happens, it happens. I'm not. This is just a hobby. It's not like anything crazy. But yes, commenter from Kick, awesome. I'm starting to stream on Kick too. So if you guys are into the Kick platform, check that out. I try to stream on Kick. I try to stream on Twitch. I have two YouTube channels. I'm just trying to stream on the both of them. So yeah, if you guys like that, cool. All right, let's get the ball rolling, right? Let's get the ball rolling before I get into other clips. Let's get the ball rolling with a decent video. So let's check it out. Do some TikTok videos. Let's do some TikTok video. All right, let's start with this TikTok video.
Guys do not approach you at the bar not because you're not pretty, but it's because of this. I've been going to the bars every weekend with my friends, maybe for the past couple months, and I love it. I love socializing, and I'm single. And my friend and I were talking at the bar the other weekend, and we were talking about how we've never been approached by a single guy before. Like, maybe ever, which is just insane to think about. Like, I can name a couple occurrences where they have, but it was like, people from Europe, and they're like a different breed of people.
So that means you have been approached. This is why I really question when women say shit. I really do. Oh, I talked to my friend and we've never been approached. But you know what? Maybe I've been approached a few times, but it's from. So you have been approached. This is why. This is what I talk about. Women are liars. It's like, no, you just said you haven't been approached. You've never been approached. But then 1 second later, you said, oh, you know what? I probably have been approached a few times. Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like the culture in America is way different. Guys do not want to approach you, not because of how pretty you are or how you look, but it's really because they're scared of you. And then us women over here who are single are thinking, like, we look amazing, we did our makeup, we chose the perfect outfit. Why aren't all these guys coming up to us? Even if we're not into them, why don't they just come up? Just
Even if you're not into them. Oh, so wasn't it because men are scared? Or men know this shit? Men know that it's a waste of time. This is the thing where women don't mind. This is I think men have adapted. They have evolved where this is the thing. They know dealing with modern day women, a lot of women, it's a waste of time. It is a waste of time. Like she just said, oh, maybe we're not going to be into them. So, what's the point of men going up to you? What's the point? And because this is the thing with women like one, they want men to pursue them, so it's a confidence booster. Women love validation. This is why, honestly, women actually give validation to other women because it's a ego boost. Women love that shit. So they definitely love free validation from men. Also, women love the free drinks. Women love, any kind of effort men give to them. So yeah, but why would men want to even try when most likely, and men deal with this shit, the whole rejection shit. You're probably not that into them. You probably wouldn't want to be with them. You'll most likely reject them. So why even bother?
to like make us feel good about ourselves. Okay. Now I want you to think of the perspective.
Do you not listen to what you say? Do you not listen to what you say? It is like, seriously. Are there any brain cells?
Of a guy. I'll never know what's in a man's head, but I have a pretty good idea from like my guy friends and going out a lot. Guys are intimidated by you, okay? They don't all have that courage or charisma or just bravery to go up to you like you have to somebody else. And on top of just being intimidated by going up to a stranger in general, you're probably surrounded by a big group of friends. And even worse if you're surrounded by your guy friends, because they're gonna assume that you're dating one of them, and no one wants to go up to a girl who's surrounded by a bunch of guys, okay? It's just a cock block. So now you're probably thinking, okay, we have this information, but what do we do with it? First off, I don't really think bars are the best place to really find a relationship. It's great to meet people, have fun, really get to know other people. But if you're putting all your eggs in one basket and really putting so much pressure on finding a guy that will take you seriously, that's going to be very hard. The other thing is that we always make fun of dating apps a lot, but I think the percentage is something like 60% of people now meet their significant other on the internet, because people don't go up to other people anymore because they know they can meet you on a dating app. It's so much easier. This past Saturday, I literally went up to a group of guys and was like, do you want to play cards? I wasn't attracted to any of them, but I'm so happy I did it because I made a new group of friends and it was so much fun. And initially I thought that they weren't that fun. Like they just seemed like they were like moping around, they odd RBFs, like whatever. And I went up to them and they ended up being the funniest group of guys ever. And I'm sure a lot of guys think of you that way too. You might have like an RBF or just you don't seem approachable. But little do they know how you really are. So the takeaway from this video is that guys not coming up to you out in public says nothing about you. You can literally be like Gigi Hadid and a guy's still not going to come up to you. Guys are intimidated and it takes so much courage to go up to a girl. And a lot of guys are cheap and just don't want to buy you a drink and they're scared of getting used for a drink, which kind of sucks, but I understand. So do not weigh your worth and whether or not people come up to you because you are probably way more stunning and people are probably way more attracted to you than you think they are. Guys do not.
Again, using the video to give other women validation. It's like this is the thing where women will constantly do that shit. Okay, oh, you're so stunning. Right? It's not because men aren't coming up to you because you're beautiful. It's not because you're not beautiful. It's like seriously. And this is again, it's well. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. I was breaking it down, but I figured let it play more through, and then let's break it down. So
Approach you at the bar not because you're not pretty, but it's because of this.
I think could be because you're not pretty. There are plenty of times that but here, let me say this, right? I definitely say that most men find most women attractive. So yeah, probably not because you're not pretty. I mean, I guess a double negative. I mean, it's probably, I mean, not because you're not pretty. Whatever.
Going to the bars every weekend with my friends, maybe for the past couple months, and I love it. I love socializing, and I'm single. And my friend and I were talking at the bar the other weekend, and we were talking about how we've never been approached by a single guy before, like maybe ever, which is just insane to think about. Like, I can name a couple occurrences where they have, but it was like people from Europe, and they're like a different breed of people, okay? So I feel like the culture in America is way different. Guys do not want to approach you, not because of how pretty you are or how you look, but it's really because they're scared of you. And then us women over here.
She says scared, insecure. Here's the thing where I'm not saying that those might not be the reason, but I think that the reasoning has kind of changed, right? I mean, those probably, I mean, like I don't know about scared, but I mean, it might be a little bit kind of a different thing where it's not that necessarily. I'm not saying that those could be it, but I think more often than not is that men don't want to waste their time or men are tired of being rejected. So it's not that they're necessarily scared, but could be. It's that it's a waste of time. More often than not, it's a waste of time. Back when I was young, okay, I've been, you know, rejected plenty of times. So to be honest, if I'm not going out, if I'm going to bars and stuff, and if it's not going out with a bunch of friends, I'd rather not go. Because to be honest, what's the point? I'm not going to the bar just to drink. I would go out to the bar to hang out with friends. So the point is, I wouldn't be going out to hit on women because really, what's the point? There have been times I bought drinks for women, still went nowhere. Asked women out, still went nowhere. All this shit. Well, it's a waste of time. To certain men, doing the whole in-person dating scene, it only becomes a waste of time, and it's also a ego killer. It's an ego killer. So you know, I feel like the whole asking women out in person is like pop the balloon thing. Like you see a whole bunch of, let's say a whole bunch of women, right, have balloons. The host says, okay, next one up, you come in, pop, 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 pop. Everyone's popping. They don't know you, but they're just judging you on your looks. It's exactly the feeling of asking women out in person. She don't know you, She's purely judging you on your looks. Guess what? You're automatically rejected because to her, she's not that attracted to you or not attracted to you at all. Because I think it's kind of a fact. Most women find most men unattractive. What what would add, okay, to women's attraction is personality. But honestly, when you ask a woman out in person at bars, at clubs, all this shit, she's not able to gauge your personality. So what can she gauge on you? Your looks. Guess what? Most men fail at that. Most men fail at the look department because, you know, most men are unattractive to women. So
Here who are single are thinking like we look amazing, we did our makeup, we chose the perfect outfit. Why aren't all these guys coming up to us? Even if we're not into them, why don't they just come up just to like make us feel good about ourselves?
yeah, great. That's what men want to do. Uh, while he makes you feel good about yourself, you make him feel bad about himself. Yeah, men have woken up to that shit. Men don't need that shit. This is a thing where, and this is why women on average don't go up to men. On average, women don't go up to men. Women know rejection is not a ego booster, but being the one to reject is. Being the one to be admired, being hit on is an ego booster. So why have men now who have been, in my personal opinion, they've gotten smarter. Why would they want to boost your ego while getting their own egos destroyed? Not worth it. It's a waste of time. And I believe mass amount of men, the majority of modern men now, it's not it's not worth it. It's a lose-lose game. It really is. So men just don't want to approach women. I honestly believe the only men that are approaching women are bad men and the players. You know, the players who they've always approached women. Bad men, they don't care. They don't give a shit. They don't care about rejection. They don't care if you like them or not. They have such an ego or the sense of they don't care, they will still ask them out. So yeah, those are basically the two types of men that are approaching women, you know, with no fail.
Okay. Now I want you to think of the perspective of a guy. I'll never know what's in a man's head, but I have a pretty good idea from like my guy friends and going out a lot. Guys are intimidated by you, okay? They don't all
Like I was saying with the insecure thing and the scared thing, I I'm not saying that this is 100% wrong. I I kind of see it as a little bit different. You know, intimidated. I don't believe men are intimidated by women. I honestly believe men. And here's the thing: I don't even think that men fear women. I believe men fear the rejection. Men are not intimidated by women. Men don't want rejection. Men don't want ego destroying. Okay, it's like who wants their self esteem destroyed? Who? I don't know anybody on this world or is gets happy, right? Gets giddy when their self esteem, when their ego, when their pride is fucking destroyed. Nobody. So that's what I think that is more the insecurity, the fear, the I guess the intimidation in the part. It's not about women itself. It's about the action, right? It's about the action women do, the action of rejection. That is what men fear, are men intimidated by, gets insecurity from. It is the act of rejecting, not necessarily who is rejecting you. Because men is like, fine, whatever. On to I mean, it's like it's not that big of a deal that this woman who's maybe she's pretty rejects you. But the thing is, this woman rejects you, that woman rejects you, this woman rejects you, so on and so on. It's an ego destroyer. And that is what men fear or its insecurities from or intimidated by the fear of rejection.
all have that courage or charisma or just bravery to go up to you like you have to somebody else. And on top of just being intimidated by going up to a stranger in general, you're probably surrounded by a big group of friends. And even worse if you're surrounded by your guy friends, because they're going to assume that you're dating one of them, and no one wants to go up to a girl who's surrounded by a bunch of guys, okay? It's just a cock block. So now you're probably thinking, okay, we have this information, but what do we do with it? First off, I don't really think bars are the best place to really find a relationship. It's great to meet people, have fun, really get to know other people. But if you're putting all your eggs in one basket and really putting so much pressure on finding a guy that will take you seriously, that's going to be very hard. The other thing is that we always make fun of dating apps a lot, but I think the percentage is something like 60% of people now meet their significant other on.
Here's the thing where, yeah, a lot of people hate on dating apps, but I say this: it is the best thing for me. I know I'm not attractive, so the best way for me to at least get a chance with women is through a dating app where I can express or put out my personality. Okay, my personality, my thoughts, my whatever. So in turn, that if I'm not ugly to her, not necessarily she's attracted to me, but she don't find me repulsive or ugly, my personality, how things I say, how I act, whatever, that is more. It's a better indicator for her to maybe find attraction for me from other ways. Because this is the thing where most of the girls I dated, most of the girlfriends I've had, have come through dating apps because again, they can see past the superficial shit, okay? And if they're attracted more to my personality, it's more helpful because like I said, I'm average at best. Some women have said I'm below average. It is what it is. I don't claim to be no Casanova. So that is more better, that is a better way for most people where you can get over the hump of superficial shit, right? Looks, pure looks. Okay.
The internet, because people don't go up to other people anymore because they know they can meet you on a dating app. It's so much easier. This past Saturday, I literally went up to a group of guys and was like, "Do you want to play?"
Oh, and I say this, right? Rejection online, it's forgettable. Honestly, I've been rejected online plenty of times. It honestly doesn't affect my ego at all, my pride or my self esteem at all. I've been rejected countless times online. It's that's the thing where, and I find that that's why it's like I prefer online because the rejection online is like it doesn't affect me at all, not even the littlest. In person, and I've been rejected in person as well. That is debilitating. It really is.
Cards. I wasn't attracted to any of them, but I'm so happy I did it because I made a new group of friends and it was so much fun.
And that's the thing where she said she went up to a group of strangers, a bunch of men, and asked them to play card. But this is the thing where women, it's always easy. Most men are attracted to most women. This woman is cute, so the fear of rejection for women is very minimal, if at all. Right, barely, if it ever happens. So it's easy for women to say they could go up to a bunch of men and chit chat. Men can't easily do that.
And initially, I thought that they weren't that fun. Like, they just seemed like they were like moping around. They all had RBFs, like whatever. And I went up to them and they ended up being the funniest group of guys ever. And I'm sure a lot of guys think of you that way too. You might have like an RBF or just you don't seem approachable.
Oh, resting bitch face. I was like, what the hell does that mean? I had to take some time to comprehend that.
But little do they know how you really are. So the takeaway from this video is that guys not coming up to you out in public says nothing about you. You can literally be like Gigi Hadid and a guy's still not going to come up to you. Guys are intimidated and
Like I said, I want to reiterate it. I don't necessarily think guys are intimidated. Now, I'm not saying that that's, are there guys intimidated? Yes. But I don't think it's the intimidation thing. I honestly feel like if you take out, right, the fear of rejection from all men, like literally, if you take out the fear of rejection, okay, men absolutely do not fear rejection. Not even the literalists. They don't care. You reject them, boom, I don't care. Men can go up to all women. I honestly believe that. It's a psychological thing. Okay, I've tried so hard, right? I've been trying so hard for years to like eliminate that, right? That fear of rejection, but it's hard. It's a mental block that I honestly believe most men, a lot of men can't get over. I think that's the thing. Personal opinion.
It takes so much courage to go up to a girl. And a lot of guys are cheap and just don't want to buy you a drink, and they're scared of getting used for a drink, which kind of sucks.
I don't think it's scared. Men don't want to be used. Men don't want to be used. Here's the thing where I don't know about scared. It's like stop thinking that men are scared of stuff. If you don't want it, doesn't mean that you're scared of it. Because who wants to be used? Right? Who wants it?
But I understand. So do not weigh your worth and whether or not people come up to you, because you are probably way more stunning and people are probably way more attracted to you than you think they are.
That's the the weird part. Like, oh, you're like you're so beautiful, you're stunning. Seriously? Most women are average. This woman is cute, but she's cute where she borderlines on average as well. Okay? I think she's about a 6. I don't know how much makeup she's wearing, but maybe take off the makeup. She's probably a 5. But it adds a little more. She could probably be a 6. But this is a thing where I'm saying that honestly, here's the thing where women don't understand. Women have created a status quo where a lot of men don't want to approach. There's no point. There's no point in approaching because, like she said, it's an ego booster for women. It's an ego destroyer for men. Why would men want to do that shit? Why men want to do that shit? Plus, like she also said, buying women drinks. For what? What do you get? This is the thing where men don't get nothing out of it. Men don't. I bought plenty of women drinks. They wouldn't even look my way after that. They wouldn't even look my way after I bought them a drink. Now what? So I'm out money, and I'm still at where I was before, out on the money. So this is the thing where, honestly, to one and this is the thing why more and more men is like they want reciprocation. I give, you give. It is only it's only now it's only realizing it now that people realizing that why is it always just one way when it comes to dating? So a lot of men, at least in my opinion, good men or men that are tired of this shit, they're stopping it. They're stopping it, and women are experiencing it. You know, you get posted like this. You think all boys will ask my number? Not a single boy even approached me. This is happening often. Okay? And she looks average. So I don't know. I mean, in this one, she looks, I guess, decent or whatever. But she's average looking. And this is the thing where, again, a lot of men aren't approaching because why? What's the point of approaching? But here's the thing also, with women don't understand, and like I said, women are creating this dynamic. They're creating the status quo. The men that do approach, I said it. The players and the men that I don't necessarily say bad men. I'm just saying that it's the players and you know players, bad boys, and typically the men that necessarily don't ever care. And then those are the men that are still in the dating market, and this is what you'll get. You'll get, and I've seen this a lot of times. Can you believe I'm sitting here alone at a beer garden in Boston and not a single guy has come up to me? More and more women are getting this, where men are done. Men are not approaching. Men are not bothering. Especially good men. Especially good men. They don't want to be called creeps. They don't want to be used. They don't want their egos, their pride destroyed just to boost your ego. No. What's the point? There isn't a point. But here's the thing where, um, yeah, men don't want, like I said, men don't want to be called creeps and all this shit. But this is something that women also don't understand, that the status quo they're creating. Here's the extreme bad stuff. Okay. Oh wait, this is, yeah. Here's another one too. Right. Women joke about men asking her on date, but this happened. Then he then proceeded to ask, "Where would you like to go?" He's asking you what you want to do. Cancel the date. Why? See, this is the thing. Why men have also stepped away. Men have also stepped away. Where, again, men don't want to be labeled as creeps. Men don't want their egos destroyed just to boost your ego. Men don't want to be used, and men don't want to waste their time. What's the point? This is the thing where he'd rather take you to a place that you want to go. He'd rather take you to a place that you want to go. But because he's not making all the decisions, you don't want to go anymore. And you wonder why men are giving up. You wonder why good men in particular, are done. They are done with this shit. But again, women don't understand that this is why shit like this is producing why the other videos where men are not approaching. You are wasting my time. A lot of women, the dating process is a waste of time for men. Not just time, money as well. Right? It's a waste of time and money. Men are just done with it. This video, okay, I want to include this with this chunk of videos because I thought it was interesting. Because like I said, I think the good men are done. They're giving up, or they're not bothering with, trying to date modern women. But then what's left? What's left out there, right? Because we still live in a world where there's men and women. What's left? What kind of men are out there that's left dealing with women?
Currently on the planet, there is no one with more audacity and gall and confidence than the men right now. I'm telling you, they need to package it up and sell that. That would save the economy. Because 2 instances this week that are
2 men. You had 2 instances with men, 2 men. And then you say men have the gall, the confidence. There are millions, hundreds of millions of men, and you use 2 men to blanket all men. I love women's logic. I love women's logic where you deal with barely a drop in the bucket. You deal with barely a drop in the bucket. You use that drop to make your opinion on the ocean. That makes sense, right? That makes sense. You deal with a grain of sand, and you deal with a grain of sand, and you use that grain of sand to have your opinions on the beach. That makes sense.
mind-blowing for me.
And this is a 4-minute video, so I'm going to react to it while we're watching.
One, because it just happened like back to back, but I'm like, y'all are actually insane. One, this man, I'm walking to a Nordstrom, you gotta cross the street from the parking lot, whatever, go in, there's a bunch of different stores over there, yada yada. He apparently sees me walk across the street and then hurry up, parks his car, and goes looking for me. I'm already in the store minding my business, trying on a shoe. He comes in panting, out of breath, da da da. He's like, oh my god, I found you. I'm like, wait, what the I'm already barefoot trying on my shoe. And he's like, I found you. And I'm like, you found who? Who? I don't know you. And he's like, I went to the other store and then I went to this other store looking for you.
Yeah, that man was. I, I'm gonna be 100. That man is like a weirdo. I mean, like seriously, it's like, goddamn, it's like seriously, you went through that all that effort.
And I finally found you. Who are you? And he's like, you were just so pretty. I saw you walking, so I just went looking for you. I had to find you. What? And he's like, yeah, can I take you out? Can I get your number? Can I? Is that not insane? I would literally think, no, you scaring the hoes. Like, no, like that's scary. Why would somebody want to like what? And I'm just like, oh. So I'm like, I always have to give my number because men are insane. Like they will call you right there to make sure you gave them the right number, like all these type of things. And I'm just not trying to die off of a number. Okay, I'll give you.
That is why men stop. This is and you know what? I support it. This is why I support men just walking away. Stop. Right? Men are stopping because here's the thing. Men don't want to be labeled creeps. Good men, right? Men that listen don't want to be labeled creeps. Don't want to be labeled as, you know, as scary, as dangerous. This is why I just don't bother. Because no woman is going to ever label me dangerous. Label me a creep. Label me, whatever. I don't need that. I don't want to deal with that.
My number and block you as soon as I'm in a safe area. So that's just insane. So let me know if y'all thought that was insane or if that was just, I don't know, I guess chivalrous or like, I don't know. Just definitely.
Would I call that insane? I mean, I wouldn't call it insane. I would definitely say it's a bit much. You saw her, you couldn't find her. You should just like walked away. You kept on finding her, trying to look for her everywhere. It's like, okay, come on. It's like you're doing too much. But this is a thing where maybe he thought that he found the love of his life. I mean, it's like I kind of find it maybe interesting that if it was a movie, right, in a sense, a man saw a beautiful woman, so he went, and I think I've seen a movie like this or whatever, a scenario like this where he went everywhere trying to look for her again. All he did was ask you out, ask for your number. I mean, you know, I don't think it's the most craziest thing. I mean, yes, I believe it's a bit much, but you know, but this is a thing where again, this is why men are not bothering. These are why men are not bothering. And honestly, I think the good men aren't. Right? Why those other women are saying no men are approaching? Well, this is why. Men don't want to be labeled as creeps, dangerous, stalkerish, whatever. But guess what type of men? Right? What type of men don't care? The players and the men that never cared at all.
Now, if he wanted to, he would, because I just feel like that was crazy. Situation number 2. This man, I'm eating my quesadilla at the taco truck, which I'm always at. And so then, minding my own business, windows up, everything. He hops out of some minivan, which he was like it was his driver or something. He's iced out, got whatever. But looks like feature wise and whatnot that he snuck on the earth. Scary looking, right? And so he's like, knock, knock, knock. I'm terrified. Don't be knocking on my windows. Like, I don't do that. I don't roll down my window for like nobody. So I like crack it just a little bit because once again, terrified. I don't know what you could just like shoot me. I don't know. So roll down the window just a little bit.
It's like, this is why men are not approaching. It's like this is and fine. Whatever women want to feel, they feel. But this is the narrative women are pushing out. They fear all men. They fear all men. And then you wonder why men, particularly good men, are not approaching. They don't want to be a part of this. You fear men? Fine. We're done. We're not going to approach you. We're not going to bother you. But I'm sorry. The world is don't only just include the good men. The world also include The men that don't give a shit.
Right? He literally then, he's like, dang, you can't roll the window down just a little bit more. No, I don't know you. No, like, do y'all not have any social awareness? No. So I'm just like, what's up? What do you need? What do you need? And he's like, oh, I just want to talk to you. Just want to talk to you. Okay. And he's like, yeah, you just, mad pretty, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, can I take you out? I'm like, no. And so then he's just like, well, I do want to let you know that, like, right now, they looking for me. I may be going to jail. My lawyer said I probably will do some time. So, like, will you?
Again, like I said, what men are left? What men are left? Okay, this is the thing what women don't understand. Their rhetoric has been heard. It has been heard. All the things women have spewed. Men are dangerous. Men are creepy. All this shit. Okay, don't approach women anymore. Guess what type of men have heard? Good men. Good men have heard. They have stopped. But now, guess who are you left dealing with? You're left dealing with the bad men, the players, the criminals, the shitty men. That's who left. That's who you're going to be dealing with. Literally, the guy said he's about to go to jail.
Wait for me. No, I just met you. You just met me. What? No. Do I look like the type of bitch that will wait for you? No. And he's like, you're just so pretty. Like, how you get your skin that way? Da da da. So I do want to let you know, I used to do perks. And like lean and stuff. And then drugs. You say I look so pretty? I look like I do drugs. Why would me look like I would be with you and you do drugs and you're going to jail and then he mind you, he's like, damn, it's hot out here. Can I sit in your car? No. So I'm sick and tired of having to, like, appease and oblige just so that I can survive the encounter, get away, and then block people. Because I feel like y'all need to have some social awareness to, like, leave women alone. Is that not insane? That is so insane. Oh my God. So the lesson from that was that y'all need to move with the same level of confidence as them two niggas.
Why? Because this is the thing where you just said leave women alone. Again, guess what? What type of men will listen? Well, good men. They are leaving women alone. So, yeah. I mean, men are listening. Just guess what you're left with? Those type of men. What do you guys think? I didn't watch this video. This last clip. It's pretty good. I may just split this because this whole bunch of clips. I'm kind of recording them together. But this video, this end clip is pretty good, and I might split it out and make it its own video. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's check out this one. All right, let's check this one out.
This might be controversial, but I think about this a lot, and I don't think many people talk about it. I have dated quite a bit in my life, and I will tell you that overall I am very disappointed by men. I feel like women have evolved in so many ways, and men are so behind. And I'm a mom to a boy. I had a boy. And trying to reconcile my almost disgust in men, but now raising a man. I think about this all the time because I'm like, I can't just hate men because I'm raising a little man. And I use it as motivation. And I have made it my mission in life to create a really great man out of my son. I'm talking someone that knows how to love a woman, someone who knows how to provide, protect with high emotional intelligence. I want my future daughter-in-law to be like, damn, thank you for raising this man. But I can't help the fact that I struggle with my relationship with men in general and having a son. And I love my son more than anything. He is truly the most precious thing in the world, the biggest gift. But I just find it so ironic because men have really disappointed me. And it's just interesting that now I have a boy. Does anyone else think about this? This might be controversial.
You know, I think the most dangerous things for young men, boys, is having a broken mom, having a single mother raise you. I think, and here's the thing: why I said single mothers. I'm not discrediting single mothers. They, a lot of them, they do their jobs to raise their children the best they can. They do the job to raise their children to the best they can. But here's the thing: they are not suited to raise proper men. They're not suited to raise proper men because here's the thing: you, you were attracted to the men that you were attracted to, and that led you to the situation, the results you have now. You were attracted to the men that you are attracted to, and it led you to the consequences you face now, the results you face now. So that shows you that you are not the best judge in character. You are not the best judge in men. And now you're trying to shape a man into what you think a man should be, into what you think you want out of a man. So if you wanted this, the provider, protector, love, all this, if you wanted this in a man, how come you never chose him? How come you never chose these men? It's like sometimes I can't understand women like this. Oh, I want a man that provider, protector, he's emotionally intelligent, all this. Okay, fine, you want that. Like she said, she's dated so many men. Why has none of them like that? Why aren't any of those men like that? Why? Is it because you weren't attracted to those types of men? This is the thing where women like this, they are literally shaping the men that they would never date. You are shaping the men that you would never date. That's the thing. It's like you think what she's saying is like something new. Mothers don't, mothers are, mothers of the past have never thought like this. You think she's the only woman in the world, right? In this world, this one woman is the only woman in this world that have thought, oh, I want to, teach my young boy to be the best man possible. You think you're the only one? You think this is a thing where you think that the other mothers didn't raise their son to be loving, respectful, providers, protect, all this shit. You think that mothers didn't do that? Most likely they did. And guess what? You, women like this, didn't choose those men. Or you chose those men, you broke those men's hearts. For the men that you do want to date.
But I think about this a lot, and I don't think many people talk about it. I have dated quite a bit in my life, and I will tell you.
You dated quite a bit. So you have quite a substantial resume, okay, of men. You've been with a lot of men, like you said. So you've been with a lot of men.
That overall, I am very disappointed by men. I feel like women have evolved in so many ways, and men are so behind.
What way have women evolved that is beneficial to men? Men are so behind. What? In what way? What are men behind it? What are men behind it? Providing, protecting? I'm pretty sure men of old provide and protect. So what? What are men behind it? And how has women evolved beneficial to men? And this is the thing where I can compare and contrast women to the past to the present. What's the evolution? Purely money and education. That's it. Purely money and education. Women haven't evolved to treat men any better. Honestly, in my personal opinion, women have devolved and treat men a lot worse. They treat men a lot worse. They devalue men a whole lot more. So women's evolution to what? What have women evolved in? The only thing women have evolved in is they become more men in personality, in mindset. Literally education and finances. That is it. So really, how's women evolution? And how is that beneficial to men? And then to say that men have fallen behind in what? Truthfully, men have fallen behind in, okay, is education and finance. That's what men have fallen behind in. I honestly believe men have become more emotionally intelligent, but that's my personal
And I'm a mom to a boy. I had a boy. And trying to reconcile my almost disgust in men, but now raising a man.
And you gotta think, okay? It's like no accountability. You are the common denominator for all the men you dated. You are the common denominator. Why are all the men you dated the same? Why? She's gonna list a whole bunch of traits that she wants to teach her son. Why have you not picked that man? Why have you not picked a man with those traits? Unless you think that no man has those traits, because that's ridiculous. Because if you could think, oh, I want to teach my son like that, you think other women haven't? So why haven't you chose a man like that?
I think about this all the time because I'm like, I can't just hate men because I'm raising a little man. And I use it as motivation. And I have made it my mission in life to create a really great man out of my son. I'm talking someone that knows how to love a woman, someone knows how to provide, protect with high emotional intelligence. I want my future daughter-in-law to be like, damn.
So, in your view, you want to create a really great man, right? But it sounds like you want to create a great man to service women. You don't give a shit about that man. This is the problem, right? This is the problem with mothers that have sons. If you have this mindset, if they have this mindset, they don't give a shit about their son. Because here's the thing: one, she never picked those men. Right? She never picked those men to have these traits, the traits that she's saying. Two, she's picking a man that he will be the type of man women settle for, right? She wants to create a man that women settle for, right? The stable man. So she's creating a man that after women have dated and be vulgar, dated and fucked the players, the bad boys, the Chads, the Pookies, possibly got pregnant by them. Her son is there to pick up the pieces. That's the man she wants to create. And that's why she's essentially by herself. Because she can't find the man that that she wants at the end of her I guess used past at the wall self to pick up her pieces. She wants to create a son that women will settle for. That's great. She wants to create a son that will be used by women. She doesn't give a shit about her son. She cares about other women's daughters. This is the problem with feminists. They don't give a shit about their sons. They don't give a shit about men. As long as these young men, these sons are useful to women. That's it. And this is the problem where women just want to create men that are useful to women. Tools. Literally tools.
Thank you for raising this man. But I can't help the fact that I struggle with my relationship with men in general and having a son. And I love my son.
And that's the thing where, you know, you would. This is the thing where you would understand. You would think that a woman like this, who, I always think that is that a lot of women lack accountability. They lack accountability, and that's why they struggle with men. They don't realize that, you know what, you are the problem, not men. You are the problem, because here's the thing. Well, I said this before. There are like there's so many flavors of ice cream. There's so many types of men. You want the man that provides and protect? There are men like that. You want the men that are emotionally intelligent? There are men like that. You just have to choose them. That's it. I guarantee you, men that provide and protect has hit it on her, has asked her out. She didn't choose him. I guarantee you, men that are emotionally intelligent has asked her out. She just didn't choose him. Or she rejected him, or she broke up with him. At the end of the day, it's like, what are you going to do? What are men going to do? Men can't force you, right? Can't force you to pick the right man. Right? This is not like, this is not like the 1930s or whatever, where there's arranged marriages, where fathers are forcing you to pick a certain type of man. That's not how it works today. You, as a woman, you chose the men you deal with. Plain and simple. Like this is the thing where, why a lack of accountability is such a danger, right? Such a danger, such a hard thing for women to grasp. You could create the perfect son. You could create the perfect son, right? Or not the perfect son, the perfect man for a woman. You could create the perfect man for a woman. If women don't choose him, then what? Then what? What now? What now? Because this is the thing where women are so stupid. They're so stupid in. It's not like there isn't a man out there that will fit a certain, I don't know, list of criteria you have. It's just that, how many of those criteria does he have? Or did you want him? Did you actually, if he had these criteria, did you actually want him? That's the thing. You have a man that will provide and protect. This is, most women, if not all women, will have a man that would like fucking worship her. Worship her. He will gladly be her simp. Women don't choose those men. Women aren't attracted to those men. And then what? He would gladly provide and protect for her. He would gladly give her the fucking world. But if she don't choose him, now what?
More than anything, he's truly the most precious thing in the world, the biggest gift. But I just find it so ironic because men have really disappointed me, and it's just interesting that now I have a boy. Does anyone else think about this? This might be controversial.
It's a comment, right? That I thought that's really interesting. Imagine if the sexes were reversed and someone said they were raising their daughter to be a better woman only for the benefit and service of men. That's a really interesting one. You know what? Let's do this, because I'm seeing a lot of comments that are really good. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. There's nothing more dangerous than a broken woman being a single mom to a boy, trying to raise him to be the man she always wanted. One common denominator for young men going to prison is being raised by single mothers. Better off letting him live with his father. She said, what about the dads who abandoned their children? Why did you pick men like that? Why would you pick men like that? That's the thing. Yeah, are there men like that? Why do you pick those men like that? Why do you pick men like that then? If all the men have disappointed you, then there seems to be a common denominator. And that's why a Y chromosome. That's not a Y chromosome. The only man you like is the one you can't control 100%. We aren't behind. We aren't behind. We just know our worth now. Not bad. Not a bad comment. Did you notice the way you want to raise your son is defined by how your son can be in service to women? He has a provider. He has to be a protector, a provider. He has to treat women correctly. It's all how he can serve a woman. That's amazing. Yes, nothing about preparing him to have healthy expectations of a partner. Imagine your mom being concerned with your future wife's feelings and experience than her own son. Hmm. And then bragging about the credit she's gonna get. His is the only feelings who don't matter here. Amazing. These some things is the only and the most important thing I think about as a mom. I think about everything. Sure. Conveniently avoids any accountability of women in this new dating environment. Imagine if the sex. I already said this one. That's a very different statement because a man would be raising a better woman to be a servant, whereas a woman is raising a better man to be a caring, considerate person. Very different things. What the fuck? No, what? Literally, it's like she said things to serve women. Provider, you're providing for women. Protecting, you're protecting for a woman. It's like seriously. Let's check this one out. My mom said the same thing about my brothers and I. She'll brag that as a single mother who was raising good men, none of us talk to her now. In fact, we despise her. All she did was try to raise us to do whatever she thought was best or what best for the woman. We aren't your servants. Lots of emphasis is put on young women empowerment, getting women's in STEM, etc., which is great. However, many boys and young men are struggling right now, and lost young men generally have the capacity for far more destruction than women. Getting young men properly socialized and integrated is a priority. I hope you raise that young man to seek his own happiness first and foremost. Because how it sounds like you are raising him to be the man you wish you had. And that's a disservice. Don't think women are the only ones disappointed with out there. It's really not about gender. No controversy. It's interesting. Some interesting stuff. I thought some of this interesting comments. What do you guys think? Yeah. What do you guys think? All right, let's do one more. Let's end out on this TikTok video. All right, so let's check it out. Let's check out this one.
I went on a date with a guy who was shorter than me in heels, which I'm not like totally against in theory, but his dating profile said he was 5'6", and I'm only 5'3", and I was wearing flats. So all I'm saying is the math ain't mathin'. Anyway, the date was fine. He was very nice. He drove all the way from Houston to have dinner with me on the seawall, which was very kind of him. I was really nervous, and I'm really bad at small talk, so I did kind of like jabber on a lot about my special interests, which I'm sure is a lot of the reason why I have not heard from him since he told me he made it home. It was actually a good night. Like I said, he was really nice, and he kept up with my like wild train of thought really well. Had really deep conversations about like politics, religion, and family, and art and music and all kinds of stuff. But he was kind of quiet, and I was leading most of the conversation, so it's not all that surprising that I haven't heard from him, to be completely honest. And I've actually kind of surprised myself with how little I care about it. I already kind of had a bad feeling going into it because I had to send a "Are we still on?" text before I went, which I typically wouldn't have even entertained. However, I am on vacation. I didn't want to spend the whole day like anxious and worrying about whether or not I was going to go on this date, so I just sent the text to just get it over with. And To his credit, he did text me back right away and was like, yes, I'm on my way. See you soon, blah, blah, blah. And he was really kind, and he didn't ask me to split the bill at the end of the night. So all in all, I've had worse first date experiences, so I'm gonna take it as a win. I decided to take myself on a little workcation to just kind of get away from everything. Taking myself out to a nice dinner on the seawall. Anyway, back to the drawing board for now. Whatever, men are gross anyway. Bye. I went on a date with a guy who was shorter than me, and he
I didn't watch this video, so I try to save videos of women just talking about dates. It's like sometimes it might be interesting to just listen to what women talk about when it comes to dating. And it was kind of boring. Okay, I mean, she said the whole thing about shorting thing is like this is a thing where it's like five. I mean, like 5'3", 5'6". It's not like you're 5'3" and he's like 6 foot. This is a thing where I find it really idiotic how women judge height. Unless he's like, you said he's five, unless you're 5'3" and he said 5'6", yet coming in and he's like, I don't know, 4'9". It's not that. It's like I honestly believe, and again, I'm not her. I was in this situation, but it's like seriously, did you have a measuring tape? Because unless you say he's shorter than you by a head, it's not you can't be all that accurate, okay? You can't be all that accurate. But I think that's ridiculous. It is what it is. But let's I guess kind of react to it. I mean, there's not a whole lot to break down. I want to say something about the ending, but we'll break it down a little bit.
heels, which I'm not like totally against in theory, but his dating profile said he was 5'6", and I'm only 5'3", and I was wearing flats. So all I'm saying is the math ain't mathin'. Anyway, the date was fine. He was very
This is a thing where, okay, I get it. If you let's say this, if you hate it if men lie about height, okay, cool. Let's put women's weight. Let's put weight in settings, right? In dating statistics. Let's do that. But no, women don't. Plus, let me say this. I've seen some pictures where women just show their face. God forbid how much bigger they are in person. So, I don't say that I don't understand the whole if he's truly lying about his height, I kind of get it. But here's the thing where let's be honest. Whatever. Who gives a shit? If he says he's 5'6", but he's 5'4", okay. Whatever. I mean, like, who cares? That's the shit where she looks like a big woman. She looks like a big woman. I'm not saying big women, you should lie to big women, but it's like, stop caring, right? Stop. It's like things like certain things that I'm just saying that I get the lying part, but again, if it's not drastic, if it's nothing, it's not that big of a deal. If you're not so superficial, who cares about the white lie? Who cares about the white lie? Okay? Who cares? Just whatever. That's the thing where I want to say because this is the thing where women don't understand. You focus on height. You focus on height so much. It does make men insecure. I believe men shouldn't be, but again, we're all humans. It's like sometimes it's like women forget that men are human. Okay, men have feelings too. So yes, men can get a bit insecure. I mean, like for me, it's like I'm about 5'11". Sometimes I wish I could just type in 6 foot, but it's like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. But imagine a man that's like around 5'6". Yes, I can see that he could get some insecurity when it comes to height. So I honestly, this is why I've said this about like average women, average to maybe below average women. It's that stop caring about such superficial shit. Stop it, because it's when you have top tier women, sevens, eights, nines, caring about superficial things, it's already a lot. So certain men, average men, don't deal with that. Now you have average women or below average women also being very superficial. Now it's just like no duh, men can be insecure. No duh. Because even average women who honestly, you're nothing special yourself, fixate on superficial things. Like I said, I get the lying part, but again, it's not that big of a deal. If he says he's 5'6" and he's actually 5'5" or 5'4", so what? He didn't say that. He didn't say that he was 6 foot, and he actually was 5'5". Okay, it's not like that drastic. It's like 2 inches. Okay, or no, it's not that drastic. It really isn't. So to be honest, like I said, I understand about the lying part, but stop fixating on such superficial, like such small superficial shit, especially when you're average. And this is the problem when I'm saying with average women, they have become egotistical. They have become egotistical. They have become narcissistic, delusional. You're average. If he's average, he's a good man. That should be good enough. And I get it. Women say, "Oh, why would you say he's good?" But this is the thing. Stop expecting perfection. Stop expecting the best, the best man out there. It's like, what? I would say that average people should be fine with average people.
Very nice. He drove all the way from Houston to have dinner with me on the seawall, which was very kind of him. I was really nervous and I'm really bad at small talk, so I did kind of like jabber on a lot about my special interest.
And it's just saying like he was making effort. Okay, he drive far away to, be where to be closer for her. Those things matter. See that those efforts matter more than 1 or 2 inches of height.
Which I'm sure is a lot of the reason why I have not heard from him since he told me he made it home. It was actually a good night. Like I said, he was really nice and he kept up with my like wild train of thought really well. Had really deep conversations about like politics, religion and family and art and music and all kinds of stuff. But he was kind of quiet and I was leading most of the conversation.
This is the thing where she said he kept track. He was doing the effort. Here's the thing where I want to say this, right? I'm not. Yeah, you hear me on these videos, but in general, I'm not that talkative, right? I mean, unless you're. This is the thing where unless you're talking about something that I really have a passion for, I may say a few things. I'm not that talkative, so a lot of times I actually like dating more of a talkative women, so it fills up the dead space. This is the thing with women where you want so much perfection. Stop it. Stop it. Because this is the thing where it's like this is the I find this where because here's the thing where she's talking about topics that she has a passion for. Most men know that if they start talking about topics they have a passion for, women women would not care for it. Women would not care for it. So it's a lot more logical, and it's I guess a better benefit is that she talks about topics she likes, and you're just adding on to it. So essentially, that it's not necessarily a bad date because you're just talking about things she doesn't want to talk about. So that is more logical in a man's mind because let's hypothetically he's talking about Legos, he's talking about gaming. Well, most women don't give a shit about that. They don't give a shit about that. Most men, let's say this, they're not dying to talk about politics, especially nowadays. Most men are not necessarily talking about social issues and whatever. Okay, so really, that's the thing where it's more logical on a date with a woman to let her talk about topics she's more comfortable with. So, like, this is why men don't even bother anymore. Because he's trying to make a date comfortable and better for you, not necessarily for him. And you still find things wrong with it.
So it's not all that surprising that I haven't heard from him, to be completely honest. And I've actually kind of surprised myself with how little I care about it. I already kind of had a bad feeling going into it because I had to send a "Are we still on?" text before I went, which I typically wouldn't have even entertained. However, I am on vacation and I didn't want to spend the whole day like anxious and worrying about whether or not I was going to go on this date. So I just sent the text to just get it over with.
Remember, she said she doesn't even care about it, right? That also kind of mindset.
And to his credit, he did text me back right away and was like, yes, I'm on my way. See you soon, blah, blah, blah. And he was really kind, and he didn't ask me to split the bill at the end of the night. So all in all, I've had worse first date experiences, so I'm going to take it as a win. I decided to take myself on a little workcation to just kind of get away from everything. Taking myself out to a nice dinner on the seawall. Anyway, back to the drawing board for now. Whatever, men are gross anyway.
Men are gross. You didn't care. You wonder why women get the problems they do in dating. This is the thing where women don't understand, okay? Turning on femininity isn't a thing. It isn't a thing. Men can sense it. Men can see it. Men can see if you're the masculinity in you. Men can see the attitude in you. Men can see it. Men can see how you don't care. Men can see how you think men are gross. Men can sense it. Men can see it. This is the thing where women think they have intuition. Men are not stupid. Men are not stupid. As much as women constantly push that men are, they're not emotionally intelligent, they're not intelligent, all that shit, I personally believe that is a crock of shit. Men can understand if you are into them or not. Right? Men can get it. This right here, she doesn't seem like she's into him. She doesn't seem like she's into him. So men nowadays don't want to waste their time. On to the next. Or fuck it. I'll do something else. Men are not they're not dying to waste their time. And this is why, honestly, a lot of men are stepping away from dating. And also, I believe, and I support it. It's like, I'm going to do a trip. I don't know when I'm going to upload this, but I'm going to be doing a trip at the end of the year, overseas. I'm not saying I'm going to be a passport bro, but I mean, like, I'm going to explore my options, right? And this is why, the passport bro movement is growing. Men are trying to widen their option pool. So I'm a big supporter of that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I thought it was interesting. Kind of interesting. Not that interesting, right? But it's something. Because I always like to show videos of women talking about their dating life, because because usually it's problems, right? Usually it's problems, and you get the sense of, I can see why it's a problem. I can see why it's a problem. So, what do you guys think? All right, guys. That's it for tonight. It's gonna be a little bit of a shorter stream tonight. I mean, not that short. It's already an hour and 40. But that's it for tonight. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the love, support, for checking out the live, or even watching me, right? I love the support. I love the, I love you guys just checking it out. I mean, you guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I love, I love that you guys watch my shit, right? I'm a nobody. And to have you guys even just check out my live, check out my other videos, thank you. I love the support, right? You guys are amazing. So that's it for tonight, all right? Please check out my other videos. Please like, subscribe if you guys haven't. Please comment. Those are helpful too. But yeah, that's it for tonight.